Most veterans walk into their C&P exam with no idea about what's going to happen and walk out wondering if they just tanked their whole VA claim. In this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through what actually happens at a C&P exam, from check-in to the moment you leave, and how to stay in control the whole time. If you want more straight talk like this about VA claims, please hit subscribe below and the bell so you don't miss future videos. My name is Todd Traczyk. I'm a West Point graduate, Army combat veteran, and founder of Benefits Beyond Service. I've been through C&P exams myself, and I've coached a lot of veterans through theirs. The ones who knew what to expect walked in calmer and walked out with a much better result. Phase 1, before you walk in. First, before you even walk into the building, you should already know which conditions this exam is for, your main symptoms, how those symptoms impact your work, your relationships, and daily life. This is why I tell veterans, bring simple notes, not a binder, not a novel, just strict bullet points. When you're stressed, you forget the details. Your notes keep you on track. Phase 2, check in the waiting room. Next, you'll check in at the front desk and sit in the waiting room. Here's the trap. A lot of us put on the I'm good mask. We sit up straight, we act fine, we minimize our pain. Remember, veterans, you're not there to impress anyone. You're there to tell the truth about your worst days, not your best days. Phase 3, meeting the examiner. The examiner will usually start small talk with, how's your day going? This is where many veterans blow and say, I'm good, thanks for asking. Instead, say something honest like, I've had better days, my back's been rough today, or I didn't sleep much last night because of my PTSD or anxiety. You're still polite, but you're accurate. Phase 4, the questions. Then they'll move into questions for mental health, mood, nightmares, panic, relationships, work. For physical issues, pain level, range of motion, flare-ups, limitations. Your job is to be honest, specific, focused on frequency, severity, and impact. Don't just say, my knee hurts. Say, on most days, I can only stand for 10 to 15 minutes before I have to sit down, and stairs are almost impossible. Don't say, I get migraines sometimes. Say, 3 to 4 times a month, I'm in a dark room by myself for hours and can't do anything. Phase 5, physical exam, observation. If it's a physical exam, they may test range of motion, strength, or how you walk. Don't push through the pain just to tough it out. If it hurts at 70 degrees, stop at 70 degrees. If you limp, don't hide it. If bending or getting on the table is slow and painful, that's part of the exam. This isn't time to be the hero. It's time to be accurate and truthful. Phase 6, wrap up and what happens next. The examiner usually won't tell you their opinion. They'll just say you're all done. After that, they write a report that goes back to the VA rater, and that report carries a lot of weight. This is why preparation matters so much. One bad exam can set you back for years, but one well-handled exam can finally unlock the rating you deserve. Quick question, veterans. What part of the C&P exam worries you the most? The questions, the physical testing, or talking about mental health? Please drop a note in the comments. I read every one of them and reply to them, and it can help me know what to cover next. If you got a C&P exam coming up, grab my free C&P exam checklist in the description. It walks you through how to prepare step by step. And if you want to walk through your situation before the exam, use my Calendly link below to book a free strategy call. We'll go over your conditions and make sure you walk in prepared. My mission and why I created Benefits Beyond is simple: to help veterans understand and navigate the VA system to get the benefits they've earned through their time in service.